How much time do we have until this robot is dead?
Week and a half, maybe?
A week and a half?
So GNR, it didn't go as bad as I think it could have gone. We got third place, which in all sense of the, like, that's a pretty decent placing, I would say. But the robot didn't really perform like we wanted to. And I think leading up to playoffs, we were under the impression that we weren't going to place very well. Throughout the competition, in every match, I would say something was going wrong or breaking. And I think primarily that was happening with our Spindexer and then with our intake. There's a pulley on the bottom of the Spindexer that is it's the main like rotation method, I guess, and it had some issues with boring out or breaking or just tearing itself apart. So then our Spindexer doesn't work, and then you can't get the fuel to the feeder. And then with our intake, the rollers can be pretty brittle at points. So we've had rollers come off of the intake, we've had the kicker plate shatter, and just a lot of issues with like the durability of our robot.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm giving the quest data so our robot works good.
And how do you know when you're done?
As Wasowski said, there's no such thing as too much data.
More data, more win.
More data, more win.
So do you just walk around waving this thing around the field?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, look at fire. Just like robots.
Is this data for auto? Like, what is this for?
This is data for everything. So we know the exact position where the robot is. So we're gonna strap this onto the robot, and we're gonna use it for position tracking. Which is pretty cool, in my opinion.
So you just keep pointing this at everything you can think of?
Yeah, pretty much. We gotta go around the field, in the field, gotta get the bumps, the trenches, everything. Everything has to be mapped.
Okay. Buyers, you having fun over there?
I'm having a lot of fun.
From a programming perspective, it did very, very well. The thing about programming is that all your code can run perfectly fine, and if you have one issue, a lot of the times it can screw up a lot of things. At GNR, our main issue was localization, so knowing where we are on the field. Going into the competition, we used a combination of limelights and QuestNav, and this limelight, the first issue we encountered is that this 3D print here that holds this limelight, this broke. So this thing started like moving back and forth, which was screwing up our limelight data. And the thing about the way we have it integrated is the quest is experimental. So we were like, hey, let's disable the quest if it gets too far off the limelight. And so in every match, it was disabling the quest, and the limelight data was bad because this is the only limelight we had programmed going into it. So we just had straight up bad pose data getting through the whole time. We just thought the quest was broken. It turns out the limelight was broken, the quest was perfect the whole time. But the next day for quals, the quest started breaking and losing tracking. And what we think that was the lining up the event changed. So the quest had a hard time mapping the room it was in. The end of that first day of quals matches, we were like, hey, we had a really rough day. Let's just forego the quest altogether.
Engineering inspiration is given to the team that has accomplished more outreach efforts in their community overall and has been transforming the culture of science and technology in their community. As a result of our talking to judges, giving the presentation, making them aware of what we've been attempting to do with outreach overall, what we've accomplished, we ended up winning engineering inspiration, which is second year in a row, so which is pretty awesome. A couple of the things that have helped us win this award are definitely the Build a Bot project, which we are doing again on April 20th. And this is just a small robot kit that we gave away to kids last year, and like I said, we're doing it again this year. Visiting retirement communities was really big for this award. The STEM Center, though, is the big hitter for this award because this shows how we have made a big deal, ourselves a big deal in our community, and how we are going to implement STEM in schools more, and we're going to be helping out our FTC, FLL, and our FRC with the STEM Center. So that was a really big deal of winning the Engineering Inspiration Award. GNR really put us up in terms of getting us to Worlds with Engineering Inspiration, and the overall performance of the robot, though some things didn't go to plan. So we're going to keep going, keep getting out in the community. We're going to Middle School East next week, which is really exciting, during their lunches to do a demo. Basically just get the word out there that we're making it to Worlds.
Now we are turning it around and we're doing hopefully a complete rebuild, assuming the CAD goes well, from a single turret architecture into like a drum shooter, 4 fuel wide, shoot a ton at a time kind of a situation. No spindexer, it's going to be belts. And the whole robot is basically like one funnel system where it intakes and it goes directly back and then up into the shooter, where we can score from one stream of fuel and then it will be a ton. This one isn't even going to exist anymore if all goes to plan.
We ran like 2 practice matches things, and the quest is working great. There's a tiny issue because we're not telling it where to start when we're just running random practice matches. We do that in auto usually, so we have to get that lined up. But once we get it lined up, it's working great. Unless they turn the lights down or off or something. Earlier they like randomly for whatever reason dimmed the lights 20% no, because they didn't run the match with that, but I was a little worried. I thought they were actually just doing that.
So why are we here if our robot that we've brought is going to be dead in about a week and a half? Going forward into our next competition in a couple of weeks, we wanted to be more competitive. Not only that, but we qualified to go to the World Championships in Houston again this year by winning the Engineering Inspiration Award. Looking at teams like 254, 118, 1690, we want to be as competitive as possible, and we want to get to Einstein again this year. Which means, in order for that to happen, the robot we have now may not be the best competitive solution. We are redesigning, recading a brand new robot that we are going to try to put together in basically the next 2 to 3 weeks, going into our next competition and ultimately going into Worlds, so that when we get there, we're going to be even more competitive and better than we've been so far this season.